We are back for match week 24, preview of Arsenal and Leeds. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff, and Rohit has joined us again after a week of sulking and a disappointing result against United. Can Arsenal bounce back and extend their lead at the top of the table? Join me, Amit and Rohit as we dissect and discuss, can Leeds put a dent in Arsenal's title charge? Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Two Halves and Two Innings Football Podcast. And I'm joined by Amit and Rohit, and we're going to talk about Arsenal versus Leeds. It's a Saturday, 3 p.m. kickoff in the glorious God's country of West Yorkshire, Elland Road. It is going to be a wild afternoon there on Saturday. Rohit, there's a bit of a nervousness in your eyes I can see there. How are you feeling about this game coming in after a devastating defeat at the Emirates by the hands of the mighty United?
Yeah, let's forget United for now. That's for the next episode. Here we talk about Arsenal. You have to get in there. You have to add United, some topic.
You're always going to lose that one, bro. There's 2 versus 1.
Yeah, that's it. I should be in the middle, right? I should be doing that. Anyway, yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game. I mean, Leeds been in exceptional form at home. They only lost to Spurs and Villa in the first half of the season. So you can see how difficult they've been. And then in some away games, I've seen them play really, really good as well. They were very unfortunate to lose those games or draw those games. So they are a team in form. And if you see Arsenal, last 3 Premier League games, 2 draws, 1 loss, we are not, as per Premier League, we are not in form, if you see that, right? We are not in form team at the moment. But I think that will be a really difficult game because now the lead is only 4 points. And if we lose and City win against Spurs, I know how Spurs will do. I've seen them enjoying their defeat against City in the year before last when Son missed a sitter, and they were actually celebrating that.
Son was one-on-one.
Yeah, Son one-on-one, and when he missed that, and they were actually celebrating that. So I don't expect anything from Spurs on the weekend. So we have to do our job. We have to win the game.
Can I say something about Spurs? So our friend Alex, I saw him on during the week, and he said he's not celebrated a goal like that when Manchester United scored their 3rd goal against Arsenal for a very long time, even more than a Spurs goal. He said,
"Wow." There you go. Actually, he watches more Arsenal game than Spurs game. It'll probably be us. He should concentrate on Spurs games rather than Arsenal games.
I think I can speak for Amit and say that we've all been quite shameless United fans, and we've been watching all the Liverpool games and the City games and the Arsenal games, not watching their downfall, especially Liverpool. But Rohit, like you talked about form. I mean, Leeds are in an incredible, run of form. To be fair. They drew the last game, but then won the 2 before. So in terms of Premier League games, they've obviously done well. They are going to be looking more the fresher team. Obviously, Arsenal had a fairly easy final group game in the Champions League, in which they won quite emphatically. But do you feel, what are your kind of concerns going into this game? As an Arsenal supporter.
I think my concern is again that we talked about last episode as well when we lost against you guys, against creating chances, right? Having a great, we are creating chances. If you see that XG, whatever that stat is, saying we are pretty good in that. If you see the whole season, but at the moment, you can see 1, we are not creating clear chances, and 2nd, we are not scoring enough goals at the top. We are winning 1-0 or drawing the games or losing even by. If you see the teams, Saka didn't play, Rice didn't play, Zumini didn't play, Saliba didn't play, Timber didn't play. So we made 11 changes in the game over the during Champions League game. So it was a nothing game basically. We played a couple of young players as well. So I think the team will be fresh as well. We needed that. Merino didn't play either. So, and then Eze got some minutes under his belt, so that's a good thing, a good way we can talk about it. And you can see Joker scored the goal, and he will give him confidence as well. So I think we'll be prepared. I don't think we should talk about this like Arsenal are tired at the moment. So if you see, most of the players have had week off now, and there is no excuse here, guys. We need to win that game. We need to win that game to put pressure on City, because if City slip, then again it's back to 7 points. And you guys know that there will be a lot of ups and downs, a lot of turns during the season. So it's a crucial week.
No, definitely. I think, Amit, I'll come to you on this one as well, because I wanted to ask you. On the reverse fixture, Arsenal beat Leeds quite comfortably 5-0 in Emirates. But looking at that time period between Arsenal then, scoring quite freely, and again with an away game against Nottingham Forest, they won, I think, 3-0 afterwards. So it was quite plain sailing for Arteta in the beginning of the season. But now coming into this January and even like February, parts of the season, it obviously does get quite tougher. There's more fixtures. The Champions League, goes into the final group stage. Now they've got the Carabao Cup as well, and the FA Cup. So Arsenal running on all four fronts. Do you think Leeds can see an opportunity to capitalise on Saturday against probably a little bit of a, tired, fatigued Arsenal, and maybe with the likes of Calvert-Lewin, he's been playing exceptionally well. So do you feel like Leeds can maybe put some pressure on Arsenal?
Yeah, I mean, do you mind if I just add my tuppence to other questions that you've asked Rohit, actually? So, Rohit, I agree that Arsenal have been playing well, but in terms of most of your goals, especially against the lower teams, seem to be from set and it's not criticism, by the way. So set pieces or kind of penalty own goals. Okay, so I think in a table of open play, Arsenal are 17th at the moment for number of goals from open play. So that's a question mark against creativity. Now, I'm linking this to your question that you just asked now, Ajay. So I think at the start of the season, probably with all the new signings that Arsenal had, probably teams weren't sure how to play against them. So I think that's what was in Arsenal's favour. What we're seeing now is a lot of low defensive block from teams, tight defence and just sitting back. And I think this is where the creativity has been lacking for some reason from Arsenal. Now, again, historically, Odegaard seems to be that man, but he doesn't seem to be. And you already said this many times, during our podcast. He doesn't seem to be that man this season. And again, they're not servicing their strikers as well. And again, it's interesting that for 2 games in a row now, Gokres and Jesus have kind of scored quite freely in the Champions League. Now, yes, this maybe last game was a dead rubber game, but the one before wasn't an easy team. You're talking about Inter Milan here. They're a very good team, and so was it the way that them teams were set up? So are the teams in the Premier League getting clever? And I think, and I'm going on a bit here, but I think also back to the game for this Saturday, I think Daniel Farke is obviously, he seems to have matured in the Premier League, and it's and I've said this before. I think fair play to the owners that it would have been easy when they were really on a downfall spiral to sack him, but he seems to have kind of understood how to get the best out of his team. Calvert-Lewin seems to be really critical, and as you said, Ajay, at the start, I think for the last 5 games at home, they've won 3 and drawn 2, so it's becoming a little bit of a fortress. And that atmosphere, Elland Road is a tight ground. That atmosphere is going to be bouncing. So it's going to be a really interesting game.
It will be very interesting. I wanna comment on your thought here, Amit, regarding creativity. Yeah. So again, Odegaard been injured twice in the season. He hasn't been the same since when he started. I think it was earlier. It was all, and then if you see, Arsenal are the top scorers in the Champions League. A Champions League, where we say the toughest league, toughest tournament in the world, Champions League, right? Arsenal are the top scorers. So there is no denying that in Premier League is totally different ball game, and in Champions League totally different. And we are the top scorers in this, so it's not about Arsenal actually. If you see this way, right? Obviously, Arsenal, we need to find out how to create chances with the way teams are defending against Arsenal. Maybe because now Leeds playing at home. Obviously, now they change their formation to 3-5-2 since Chelsea win, and they've been playing amazingly well since then. Maybe they will attack. That will open up some of the spaces we never had for the teams. Again, it will all depend how Leeds will play, because they want to at least draw the game, because West Ham are now winning the games, so they are in tight situation as well. They would want to either win or draw the game at least. We will find out how they set up against Arsenal on Saturday, tomorrow, and then that will depend how well we play as well sometime.
But respectfully, Rohit, though, it is Arsenal, though, isn't it? Because obviously the way the teams in the Premier League are setting up against you is very different. You know, I've not analysed it. I'm making an assumption here. So obviously you've watched the games in the Champions League. The teams in Champions League are setting up very differently. So there is a question. There's a justifiable question about the lack of creativity in the Premier League. You know, your midfielders aren't able to unlock those tight defences. Now, this is not the only time that a team chasing for the championship is facing, you know, the opposition are just sitting back and defending. You know, this is just what happens. You know, and you've got to have, or Arteta has got to manage his tactics or manage his formation.
That's what I said. Yeah,
players.
Yeah,
to kind of do that. And it's not criticism. This I'm
no, again,
you know,
this is
I know
what
we
I
kind of
said as well.
wind
That
up a
we
lot,
have to
but
find a way to score goals.
Yeah, you have to. You know, it's genuine. And again, at the end of the day, and I said this all along. As a fan, if I was an Arsenal fan, if you said to me at the start of the season, you know, you week 24, you're 4 points ahead of Man City, would I take it? I would have bit their hand off if I was an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, same.
But you know, I mean, you say that, but Arsenal have been in situations like this where they have been top of the league, and then they crumble, then they fail. So the question kind of back at you is, if you're an Arsenal fan, would you like to see Arsenal playing exciting, expansive, open play football, scoring loads of goals? Or do you want to see them 4 points at the top of the league, only scoring goals from own goals, penalties, and set pieces, knowing that that formula is not going to work all the time? And I know you two have been kind of saying, well, it's a goal's a goal, it doesn't really matter. But really look at how it came from United's game, where the lack of creativity was there. Declan Rice looked a bit shy in terms of passing the ball to the right or the left when there was a 2-on-1 counter. And even if you look at the likes of Saka, he's very one-dimensional. He's not really getting the best out of the ability to assist. Madueke's gone a whole calendar year without scoring. You know, there's going to be times where you think, actually, we're 4 points ahead, but that could easily change in the space of a month, you know? So I think for Arsenal, and Rohit, I'll come to you on this, would it be the time now to maybe think we need to maybe look at dropping Odegaard and maybe looking for another playmaker? Because Eze, you've got abundance of talents, maybe moving Saka in the maybe middle, or well, probably not, but maybe Eze would be a better shout. But you need to do something in that middle of the park, because Leeds are going to basically either park the bus or they're going to be very physical in midfield and man mark quite well, because they're a very physical team.
Yeah, I think I personally would like to see Eze anyway. I've been saying that, you know, that's the thing. Odegaard is a brilliant player, no doubt. He's a brilliant player, right? But at the moment, he's not performing. There'll be a lot of reasons why is that, but at the moment he's not performing. He takes too many touches, he passes the ball backwards, and you can see me shouting in the live stream saying, pass. When Eze, if you saw the midweek game, Eze had the chance, first touch, pass ahead, pass forward to Havertz, and Havertz straight away one touch, pass to Gyökeres, and then we scored. Same way, White over in the air, pass to Havertz, and Havertz one touch come inside and then score the goal. That's what we need. That's how we were scoring goals earlier as well, right? Last season and season before, when we had our best season, when we lost the league only by 2 points, that year we were scoring easily, very easily, because everything was so fluid. I think what happened is teams started playing again I say this, right? Teams started playing a lot of defensive against Arsenal, so we have to find a different way of scoring. That's why the set pieces came in, and now you can see every team is having set piece coach. Every team is actually spending time on how to score set piece, because the league has become like this. League has become so defensive. Everyone, and because of the money, there could be a lot of context behind it, because no one wants to relegate, no one wants to lose the game. Everyone is about defending. It's like Mourinho has mentored everyone, all the coaches, to say, guys, defense, because they don't want to lose. The first thing is no one to lose. There's no team at the moment who wants to take risk. You can see Man City playing against us at Emirates was defensive. I was so shocked to see that. But
Rohit, some of the complaints that have been from pundits and analysts as well has been like Arteta sometimes sets his teams up also not to lose.
No, there you go. Now this is again a narrative. No one knows. So Arteta today, when his press conference, when somebody asked, Odegaard takes too many touches, he plays quite behind the midfielders, and he plays quite deep, and says, is how he's playing at the moment. But there is nothing to suggest that we are telling him to go this way. Obviously, sometime, you have to use your own mind, common sense, to say, okay, how am I going to play in that game? coaches are not telling them, they're giving them the formula. Like, I think he's a Pep's his mentor. He's gonna play like Pep plays. Basically, he tells the players, this is where you need to go. For the final third, it's up to you how you're gonna play. They give them the formula, they give them a framework, they give them the information. This is the other team's gonna play. This is how you're gonna be there, right? It's up to the players to do that. Do you reckon that Arteta told, or any coach tells a player, if you are in that situation, you have to pass in the front? You know, this is why Bruno, this is why KDB are so good, because they see the things as happening and make their own decision where to pass.
I think there are coaches who do that with. I'm not saying Arteta is one of them, but that's why there's the overcoaching, and that's why. I mean, if you look at United, I think maybe Amrin was overcoaching his players because there just seems to be a different, more fluidity. I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't think. I think, but then if you're saying that Arteta is not telling Odegaard is playing the way he's playing because of something in his own mind, then obviously Arteta, if he keeps picking him, then he's showing a sign of stupidity by expecting different results. He needs to not pick him then, which is what you've been calling for. To be fair,
I think he's done that last night. I mean, during the midweek, and I think he's gonna do that on Saturday. He's gonna do that. But the thing is, he has to play.
See, right? I understand when you were talking about, obviously, you know, he's trying to play his play, and the managers obviously have influence on dictating to players, you know, kind of to a certain extent how they should play. But the whole reason, let's just say, for an example that we took, was Alex Ferguson signing Robin van Persie. The whole kind of dressing room talk for all the players were, get the ball to Van Persie. You have to give him the ball. Anybody feed Van Persie, he's going to score 20 plus goals. Your whole transfer market kind of initiative was to sign a striker because of what you were crying for last season. The likes of Jesus and Havertz were obviously maybe a bit injured. You're crying out for a number 9. Now you have somebody who is a number 9, who's prolific in Portugal under Sporting Lisbon, and you've seen the way he plays. Why is it that the players of Arsenal are not really feeding into Gyökeres? Is there a kind of almost we don't trust Gyökeres as much, and that's why he's not being as good, you know, and maybe, you know, compared to what Arsenal fans' expectations have been this season?
No, I see. Again, I'm not there. I don't know what's happening, right?
You can see on the pitch, though. You can see on the pitch.
Just to say, if you see on the pitch, like Saka, like all the you know, all these players like Saka or Ronaldo, all those players, they want to score the goals. They want, so like they don't want to pass. Basically, you've seen many players like that who just, the player will be in a really great position.
Yeah, but Ronaldo scored the goal. Saka hasn't even scored.
No, Saka scores the goal. At the moment, he's not scoring. No, at the moment, but he's been prolific in the past seasons. He's been scoring goals, right? But I'm trying to say they want to score. Now he has himself to blame on that, Saka, because he's probably putting too much pressure on himself to score goals. That's why he's trying to score goals on every game.
But do you think Arteta's job should be then, Saka, you pass it to Gyökeres? You know, Martinelli, you pass it to Gyökeres. You cross the ball.
I'm sure they're talking about this. I'm sure they're talking about this, right? But sometimes you have to make a decision within a second.
Yes, in-game decision.
It's really difficult sometimes.
Remember,
you don't know where you are. Sometimes you don't see. Yeah.
But there was, I don't know if you've seen that clip. I don't know if you've seen that clip where Odegaard was on a break, and you can kind of see it exactly where Gyökeres is basically sprinting against a defender, and there's so much open space on the right hand side, and he took like 4 or 5 touches, and he didn't even feed him.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I saw that.
I know you talk about in-game decisions, but if you were to compare that to Bruno Fernandes, which has been the talk of a lot of, you know, Talk Sport and Sky Sports, you know, who's better, Bruno Fernandes or Odegaard? You know 100%. Man United fans will know 100% of the time Bruno Fernandes will look for that striker and will 99.9% of the time get that ball right. So this is what I mean, the difference between Odegaard's confidence maybe, or is it tactical instructions? Is it Arteta not kind of saying, these are the main target men, they're going to score us 2-3 goals, you know, or maybe 20 goals plus in this season? Is there that communication, is that not quite getting through to the players maybe?
No, I think
it's a double-edged sword, though, isn't it? So, because if Odegaard is passing the ball first time around, he's giving the ball away, and it ends up that you're under your defense and your midfield ends up under pressure. So that's where Rohit is coming from. I think that you know, a manager can instruct a certain way of playing, one-touch football or try and find Gyökeres. But if a situation where Odegaard thinks, okay, well, if I pass it first time around, I'm at risk of losing the ball and it could be counterproductive. So that's why he's taking the extra touches. I mean, I don't know. I'm making excuses here for him. Or Saka, in that moment, in that split second, he's thinking, hang on a minute, I've got 2 options here. I either take the shot myself or I pass to the striker. But his own inner belief, call it arrogance or whatever, but his own inner belief is that I think in this position I am better placed to take the shot myself because I think I will score. That's a better option for me and the team as opposed to passing to Gokro.
Yeah.
So so you can instruct, as Rohit's saying, you can take the horse to water, but you can't force the horse to drink the water. So
Another thing, Amit, on this as well. If you remember the game against, I think it was Nottingham Forest when Joker scored a goal when Eze passed. He crossed that pass and then it was open goal
in the home game,
home game, and then Joker scored. Right, that was the thing. At that time, like you said, Ajay, teams weren't sure how Arsenal are going to play with these new players, right?
Yes.
Obviously, they have all the information now, and there are certain ways since then. Even that's what I said. Even Man City changed their style to play against Arsenal. So obviously, there is something there. That's why we're winning Champions League games as well easily. We've been scoring 3 goals in Champions League games against Inter, against Club Brugge or whoever, against Atletico Madrid.
Take the Champions League with a pinch of salt.
Munich. No, I'm just saying there is different. Yeah, no. See, again, it's a tournament. The problem with Champions League is the difficulty. I should say, no problem. You can have a bad 30 minutes and you can lose the tie in Champions League, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just a tournament. Because it's one of game now in knockouts. You can have a bad 30 minutes in one tie and you can lose that tie and you can go out of Champions League. That's fine. But Premier League, it's a long season. You can have bad 30 minutes here, but you can cover up it later. And every team is going to have the ups and downs during the season. Man City had that. We having it now probably. And something has to change. But I'm sure this team will win the league at the end of the season. And they have learned. This is why we spend so much money to cover the players. And I think it will click. Sometimes it takes time to click something. And I have full faith. I want to say to Arsenal fans watching this, guys, please support the team. We are top of the league.
Don't boo them at the stadium.
Don't boo them in the stadium.
That's
Just
awful.
Support them. That was awful to watch, to listen to that time, right? Ajay, you told me because I couldn't listen because I had a commentary off on that day, the sound off during live stream. And why are we?
Wait, what about you were booing them on the live stream?
No, I wasn't booing them. No. I will never boo a team. I'll never boo a team, man. Never. Because we should create the environment like that, right? That we are top of the league does not matter. Let's give all the support. So guys, please give all the support. I think this is why away fans are the best. Away fans are the best. They will always support team. They will always sing, even if you're losing. They will always be there.
No, that's 100% with. I remember, 20 years ago, Ryan was going through a really rough patch. It was I think it was called the Carling Cup at that time. Carling Cup game, and he came on against Blackburn Rovers. And you remember Ryan Giggs is probably one of the most decorated players for in Manchester United's history. He had a shocker, but he got booed. Yeah, and I was at the stadium that day. Okay, now it was all over the press, Sky Sports News the next day. Obviously, it was social media wasn't around then, but everywhere Ryan Giggs got booed. But you know what it was? It was literally little kids. It was a Carabao Cup or Carling Cup game. Okay, so is the tickets that people couldn't go to normally. They
get the ticket for that. Yeah,
so they got the tickets, and literally one person booed and thought, "Oh, this is what I'm going to do." Honestly, Rohit, it literally was young teenage kids who probably it might have been the first time they've seen Ryan and they're booing him. So it's you. Unfortunately, you get that with fans, But the question I'm going to ask for you, Rohit, is you said that things need to change. Okay, you're at the helm at Arsenal now. What are you going to change to make sure that you keep this momentum? You get things back in motion and you see this through.
See, I'm not a professional footballer.
As a fan,
none of us are. Fan,
it's always easy to talk.
Yeah,
in our position, it's easy to talk.
Yeah, easy to talk. I'm saying as a fan, start easy. Maybe instead of Zubimendi, start Odegaard. Because I think the guy needs it. He was a Brentford captain, and Brentford played very well in the Premier League 3 seasons in a row, right? So he is.
Sorry.
Odegaard.
Oh, okay.
So instead of give Zubi a little bit of breather as well. He only had a week off, but give him a little bit of time, because he's been playing non-stop as well. He's the first time he's playing in Premier League and playing non-stop. He needs a little bit of time adjustment. So give Odegaard a chance against Leeds. Let's see how he plays, but definitely play Eze instead of Odegaard. and then keep the same team we played against Manchester United.
What, striker Diamond Jesus?
Jokers. No. Jokers. I don't think Jesus is ready at the moment. He's still recovering from his injury. And then Kai played as well, first half, I think, against what was the team? Kairat at the midweek. So he'll be on the bench. He may come in if we are winning 2-3-0, right? He may come in, but definitely start Jokers. Definitely start Jokers. They're playing 3-5-2, so they're gonna fill up the midfield. They will be counter-attack. They are a very good team. We need to be aware of that, and then just play to our strengths. Keep the ball, but don't keep the ball too much. One touch pass, quick passing.
So that's where
get some corners
from Eze.
Get some corners.
Definitely play as a playmaker, because he looks ahead. He looks forward. We saw it on the Wednesday night. He looks forward. One touch pass, and I think we were playing better in the early season because he was there.
True.
Isn't tomorrow transfer deadline day?
No, Monday.
2nd of February, so Monday.
We are still 2 days,
Again, obviously you're still we're all fans, but with the fans' perspective, who do you think you need to buy? Or do you buy anyone?
I think we definitely need some cover for Rice.
Do you not think you need if you look at kind of all the problems we've been talking about, it seems to be a lack of, on paper, creativity. Is it not worth, I mean, I don't know, again, it's very difficult to get someone that you need really at this part of the season, because obviously clubs, top players, their clubs are probably going to be pushing for, championships or trophies. So who would you buy to fill that creativity gap? Or do you think you've got that with Eze?
I think we got that with Eze, or Eze. I don't know how to pronounce properly, but I think we have Odegaard. We have Nwaneri as well, who's on loan at Marseille. So I think whoever will buy, either will be a loan. I don't think we'll buy, proper on a proper deal or something, proper contract, because unless Odegaard leaves in the summer, or otherwise, I don't know. Actually, it's really hard to find playmakers. So.
I think if I was an Arsenal fan, if I had an unlimited budget, and if I could say to Arteta, get this man, I probably would get rid of. This is going to be controversial. I'd get rid of Saka and maybe look at like Lamine Yamal or.
He won't come from Barcelona.
I'm just saying theoretically.
Theoretically, obviously.
Rafinha, with what he does.
Oh yeah, Rafinha is pretty good as well. Fantastic, but he's not a playmaker though. He's gonna be on the flanks, right? He's not a playmaker.
Finisher, but he produces. You know what I mean? He produces, and he can be the difference in a lot of teams.
We were after him.
He'd be a good Arsenal signing. I can see him in an Arsenal shirt.
Chelsea, we were after him when he was at Leeds. Then Chelsea came in the picture as usual. Whoever we went for, Chelsea came in, and then he went to Barca. And Modric. Remember the Modric?
Yeah, true. Well, okay, let's go to predictions then. So obviously we spent half an hour now talking about Arsenal, getting a bit tired now. So I'll come to you quickly.
You want to talk
quick
about
one
United.
Then? Leeds Arsenal 3 p.m. Elland Road. Give me a prediction.
I think Leeds are going to be very tight, defensive, low block. Arsenal, I can't see where they're going to get the creativity from, so I'm going for 1-1 draw.
Oh, a draw. Okay. Right, Rohit, I want to ask you obviously, firstly the prediction and something else as well. So firstly, your prediction for the game.
It's going to be hard, but I'm going with my heart, right? Arsenal to win 2-1.
Yeah, I probably would agree with you, actually, to be fair. I think Arsenal will win this game. Leeds are going to come out flying off the block, so I think Arsenal will probably hit them on the counter. But, Rohit, I want to ask you an interesting question. Okay, so obviously, I was listening to some Arsenal Fan TV kind of stuff, and there was a guy called Troops on there. He was talking about Troops is a good. He's not affiliated with AFTV, I don't think anymore.
No anymore.
He was basically talking, and he basically gave kind of like requirements for Arteta this season. Otherwise, he's gone. So, in your opinion, very quickly, what will it take for Arteta to keep his job this season? So, let's just say probably he's going to win. If he wins the Premier League, and that's it, would you be happy?
Oh, yeah, of course I'll be happy. I'll be over the moon if we win the league.
All right.
And we will.
If he only just wins the Carabao Cup, is he gone?
No.
Really?
No chance. No.
No. So even if he bottles the league, and let's just say that he bottles it quite horrendously, that at the end of the season it's like a 6-point second place finish compared to Man City. No, you still Arteta in.
I'm Arteta in. I am supporting the boys, man. To have that kind of consistency in last 3 years is not easy.
But do you feel like it's a now or never situation with Arsenal, or do you think they can come again stronger?
No. We will definitely, even if we don't win, but I'm sure we will win the league, guys. I'm not even talking about no winning. We're gonna win the league. We're gonna win the league. We'll be even stronger in the future.
Chillo. Let's see. Well, it is the season for Arsenal. It seems to be destined. I think the predictions are about 85% or something for Arsenal to win the league. So let's hope they don't bottle it up. But it was testing.
It was 85%. It's dropped by 17% recently.
Has it dropped 70%? Oh, wow. Okay, so that's a bit interesting. But let's see if they can overcome a very tough Yorkshire side in Leeds. 3 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. So please join us while we then review that game. Hopefully to a happy Rohit. But if it is a sad Rohit, then that's even more funnier. So guys, please, thank you for watching this episode. Drop down any comments on your prediction on the game. And also please, again, like, comment, and most importantly, please do subscribe and press the button at the bottom of the video there. We appreciate it so much. And we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Take care.
Come on,
see you later.
Come on, you Leeds.